Hello and welcome to Gilli Pong analysis. So, today is a new day. It's a glorious day. Today I found out that Lord Jacob Rothschild has descended. He has passed away. He's gone. And a great shadow has been lifted off mankind. But aside from that, in this video, we're going to go into a understanding of something that is very interesting. Because if you may have followed me over the past few weeks and months, I have been analyzing atheism. What is this religion that everybody's following? A religion that makes you believe it's not a religion. And a few weeks ago, I was confronted with the reality of Neil deGrasse Tyson. And I saw that he made a kind of a revamp of the cosmos from Carl Sagan. And in that, I noticed in the beginning of that video, I was trying to go through it, I couldn't watch it, to be honest, but I saw the beginning of it, and there was a name that was popping up. Some name that is called, let me see here, Brannon Braga. So, Brannon Braga, Saga. Brannon Braga is an American television producer and director and screenwriter. He was an intern in the 90s. He was a part of the Television Academy Foundation's internship program, and eventually becoming a co-producer for the series' final season of Star Trek: The Next Generation. And I ran upon something very interesting. He was a member of, or was a part of something that is called the Atheist Conference in Reykjavik by Siðmennt, which is a corporation with like moral philosophy education, or Sið is like Siðferði is morality in Icelandic. And they are the moralists. They are the atheists. And they have a conference every now and then. And Brannon Braga was in that conference. And I ran across the Q&A. And I'm wondering if I can just share it with you, everyone here. There's a question by an audience member in this conference where he has a speech. Because he's an atheist, of course. Question was, is Spock the first atheistic character that has ever been televised in America, or become like an icon? And his answer, let me hear here.
40 some years the show's been on the air, here and there. Everyone is an atheist. Every single character, every person on Earth. I mean, it's very important to Gene. And he didn't want religion discussed amongst any of the human characters or crew members on the various ships. Spock was really the only guy who ever kind of came out and said, "I don't believe in superstitious stuff." And he may have been the first atheist character on network television. Possibly the only one. I'm not immediately aware of any others. And when religion was discussed on the show, it generally was discussed via alien species who believed in weird stuff. So it was always an oblique way of exploring those issues. But humans would never, profess to any beliefs like that.
Brennan, you stay here?
Yes.
Right in the back?
My old friend, he said hi.
Okay, so he's basically saying that atheism was a really big thing for Gene Roddenberry. And Gene Roddenberry was one heck of a character. Gene Roddenberry is the guy who made Star Trek. And he was like a vicious atheist. And like he said, they didn't want to have any mysticism, any superstition, and that included, according to them, any belief in God. And Spock being this character, there was this one little snippet that I found with Gene Roddenberry that is very interesting. It's 1 minute. Let's just refresh this right this. Listen to what he has to say about his daughters, this character. So he's being asked about his family.
Would you tell us a little bit about your family?
I've been very fortunate in family. I've had 2 marriages, both happy. In my first marriage, I had 2 lovely daughters, and I had the joy in that marriage of girls. And girls are such delicious, sweet-smelling, wonderful things. I can still remember when they would be so clean and their hair done, their starched dresses, and how when they would bend over, the dresses would come up, and you'd see the panties, and they're just, little girls are just totally beautiful things, and I was happy. I was lucky with my girls in that they never had the problems that sometimes some people seem to have with girls. Not the
So this guy is making a show about atheism, and there's something about the fact that Brannon Braga talks about that it was like their atheistic mythology that they were trying to create, this perfect future where there's no religion and everybody's atheistic. And I found this little clip that kind of encapsulates it perfectly. And this is from First Generations, I believe, where Captain Picard, Jean-Luc Picard is a very good thing to research yourself, because there was a guy called Augustin Picard, or Auguste Picard, who went in a balloon all the way up into the highest reaches of the atmos that we are in. And he realized that it was a flat plane. You should research that. Check it out. So this Jean-Luc Picard is the captain of the Enterprise. And here he is confronted with this horrible, horrible news.
Like it or not, we have rekindled the Mintargan's belief in the Overseer.
And are you saying that this belief will eventually become a religion?
It's inevitable. And without guidance, that religion could degenerate into inquisitions, holy wars, chaos.
Horrifying. Dr. Byron, your report describes how rational these people are. Millennia ago, they abandoned their belief in the supernatural. Now you are asking me to sabotage that achievement, to send them back into the dark ages of superstition and ignorance and fear? No!
So this is what the atheistic mythology is all about. Showing you how stupid the belief in God is. Spock is this atheistic character. Now, upon researching Nimoy, who played Spock, he was a Jew. I don't know if he's still alive. I think he's dead. But anyway, this is from 2002 from PBS. And he made a book that made all the Jews very angry.
Space, a final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise.
For 3 television seasons and 6 feature-length films, the original Star Trek crew was on a mission to boldly go where no man had gone before. Now Mr. Spock, actor Leonard Nimoy, says he's on a new voyage, a spiritual exploration of the presence of God. His controversial new book of photographs, called Shekinah, is part of that journey.
The photographs are an interpretation, they're an essay, an exploration. I was looking for a way to express some of the feelings that I had visually, to create some kind of poetic imagery.
This is really bothersome. It's like, why can't you just play a video? It's not like it's cracking the code to the life, universe, and meaning of everything.
Around the idea.
Hebrew scriptures use the word Shekinah to describe the radiant presence of God, God's closeness to human beings. In the Jewish mystical tradition of Kabbalah, the Shekinah took on a feminine form. The 71-year-old actor and director says he's been deeply influenced by that interpretation of Shekinah.
It means a divinity, a feminine aspect of the divinity. It's not pluralism, we're still talking monotheism, but she is an aspect of God. I decided that either I was going to make her a woman or I wasn't going to do it at all.
Nimoy's exploration resulted in a series of black and white photos of nude and semi-nude women as his representations of the Shekinah.
The cover image probably goes right most to the heart of the issue of placing women in the hierarchy of the religion in a very prominent way.
Many of the women are wearing sacred religious objects, prayer shawls and phylacteries, and nothing else. That has provoked controversy in the Jewish community.
Appearing nude or in a state of scant dress while wearing these objects really desecrates the object, so to speak, and desecrates the whole concept of bringing one closer to God.
Rabbi Stephen Dworkin was among those offended. He organized an email campaign urging Orthodox rabbis to protest Jewish promotion of the book.
I felt that it is inappropriate for Jewish organizations, Jewish centers, synagogues, temples to display such literature which, if you will, mocks our faith or our faith objects.
As a result of the controversy, Nimoy's appearances at Jewish centers in Seattle and Detroit were canceled.
So Leonard Nimoy becomes extremely spiritual over the process of his life, even though he was depicting this atheistic character for so long that every atheist in the world adores. So it makes you wonder a little bit about what's going on here. Is it some ploy to take people away from God and creating this semi-Asperger syndrome Spock that doesn't understand humor and is very logical? That makes you think about Benedict Cumberbatch playing Sherlock Holmes in a similar manner. So it's very interesting to see. But just for some people to think about in the future, be very aware of what people are telling you about everything. And I just want to end this with wishing you the most beautiful present moment. And it's time to shine. So let's glow.
Gilli Pong. I'm a licensed dolphin.